Hey guys, it's Legendary Narwhal back again, and today I'm finally bringing you a little bit more World of Warcraft Mists of Pandaria content. I covered several different classes in the beta of this game. I never got into fully doing all of the classes in the beta, simply just because I didn't have the time, and I apologize for that. But the real game's been out for a while now, and I've been playing it a lot. I haven't been able to get a lot of raid content out. Right now I'm standing in front of the Mogu Shan vaults, which is the first raid in World of Warcraft Mists Pandaria, located right up here in Kunlai. So, within here, me and the guild that I'm in for a really long time, like literally 5 or 6 weeks, we were stuck on Stone Guardians, and we couldn't get them past 30% because people were terrible. We rearranged our raid group and got new people in and kicked some people out, and now we are 4 out of 6, pretty reliably. We are not going to progress on Elegon currently at the moment. It's me and a lot of the higher people in the guild's opinion that Elegon's really hard. I believe Elegon is harder than most of the normal bosses in Heart of Fear, all the way up to the Grand Empress. She is harder than Elegon, but everything up to Grand Empress is basically more difficult. So, I'll also be able to get you some Heart of Fear progression videos pretty soon, because we are going to start doing that. Actually, at the time I'm doing the recording for this little intro here, the fight that I'm about to show you for Stone Guardians, which is what this video will be for, happened a week or so back, and this little intro is now happening the day after we attempted the Imperial Visor, or Imperial Visor, or however you want to say it, in Heart of Fear. So I can tell you that we didn't kill him, but we got within 5%. Our issue right now is we're hitting Enrage Timer on him. There's a couple factors that are contributing to that are very easily fixed, so I'm not really worried. I'm confident that when Tuesday rolls around, Imperial Visor will die, and I will have a kill recording for you. However, right now, you're about to see a 10-man normal kill of the guild Archangel on the server Moonguard, US, and we are going to be doing the Stone Guardians. The composition of our group are two Feral Druid DPS. We have a Guardian Druid tank and a Prot Warrior tank. We have a Frost Death Knight, myself on a Destruction Warlock. We have an Elemental Shaman, and we have 3 healers. We have a Resto Shaman, I believe Discipline Priest, might be Holy, but I believe Discipline, and a Mistweaver Monk. So, that's the composition that you're going to see in this video coming up. Again, I think I've mentioned this before, but as of now I have no actual editing software, so I can only render out things. I can either commentate after the fact or commentate as it goes. So, basically the style of these videos is going to be me at the beginning giving you a brief intro like I'm doing now, going over the group composition, then you'll see the video, and then I'll come back, you'll see me here again, and I will tell you some things that we did good and some things that we did wrong, and just little bits and tidbits like that. So, anyhow, without further ado, here you are, Stone Guardians on 10-man normal, Mogu Shan vaults.
Muka!
I'm never quiet!
And I forgot to
Make
get
sure you
my
guys go
symbiosis.
on your DPS. Don't be retarded. Stick with the chain. FM, pay attention. You know when to taunt now.
What?
I don't know. Aggro mounts is very quick.
Hey, Vel, you mind watching your act? Really? Faye?
I was doing what Bell told me to do.
Yeah, but
God,
give the tank a
with the
little bit. Right?
Beware.
So much.
Shut up!
Focus.
I am focused.
Shut up.
Good job.
Beware. Beware. Beware.
Keep it.
Beware.
Take Jade.
Yeah.
Oh no, I just like reminding me.
Can we get a heroism out, please?
Beware.
Keep it up, guys.
God damn it, I just broke myself.
Keep it. No, shut up. Make me good. I'll mute you. Okay. People that aren't in the raid group, shut up.
Ladies, you're all beautiful. Knock it off.
Beware.
But I'm more
Kinda
beautiful.
5%, guys. Keep it up.
No.
Beware.
Good job, man.
Good job.
Alright, so here we are back again. Now, the recording that you just saw, I'm very glad I recorded that particular one because that was the cleanest kill so far that we have had on that boss. It was, no one died, it was good, it was very good. Which is odd considering that people usually screw up Jasper chains quite a lot. So, a couple things that we could do better on the Stone Guardian fight. You know, even though no one died, even though we downed it, there are still some things that we can improve at. One of them is, I guess, a more ideal way to set up Jasper chains. what a lot of people will do is during the Jasper being active phase, when you have the reduction to that type of damage, most people will break chains that are not favorable combinations, meaning any melee to a range, any melee to a healer, things like that. In an ideal perfect world, you'd like to have melee to melee and then range to range or range to healer, so that you can stay far away or so that you can stay close to the boss. Now, in the video that you saw, I actually got chained with my buddy and the raid guild leader, Vellum, who was the Feral Druid, one of the Feral Druids. Now, that doesn't really hurt me at all, because as a Warlock, we got buffed on Tuesday with our Kill Jaden's Cunning, so I can basically cast and move all I want. It will reduce my move speed, but if you're chained to somebody anyway, you shouldn't be taking off full speed because they may not follow you right away, and then you're going to start causing damage to each other and horrible things happen. So, you need to take it slow and you need to take it steady. But one thing that enabled him to do a lot more damage and me to do a lot more damage is I am not dumb. So I go up to him and I follow him. Something that you need to do on Jasper Chains is if you do end up with a melee to a range or a melee to a healer, most of the time you want to have it so the melee is the one in charge. You want the melee to be the one dictating all of the movement. You know, maybe if it's the healer, okay. You know, the healer may need to tell them to stop for a minute so they can actually cast a heal off, but it's a lot better for that melee to be within range of the boss, especially a druid like that, being able to multi-dot 2 dogs at the same time. It was very important for me, as a range, to keep on him and stay right up on his ass so that he could do his job, doing DPS, and I could do mine. So, I was very glad that I was chained with him. He's one of very few people out of the raid, honestly, that I would expect to not screw it up. Now, that's not entirely fair. Everybody else did fairly well with chains. We did have a little break at the end. Other than the chains, we all did very well. There were no cobalt mines this week, so I'm not sure how well we would have fared with that particular combination, but again, we've gotten kills on this boss weeks before you're seeing this video. It's just I always forget to record Stone Guardians because it's the very beginning of raid night and I just completely forget. So, the other thing that we could do a little bit better, it's not necessarily a raid boss mechanic thing, it's more of a raid management type thing. And this is something that I feel probably happens in a lot of guilds. You get times where, you know, no one speaks up and interrupts the raid leader when he's dictating the fight the first couple times you go. But after you attempt a boss like 4 or 5 times, all of a sudden, everybody and their grandmother thinks that they're a complete and total expert on the fight. So then they begin calling out stuff and things like that that are contradicting with what the raid leader's calling out. Or they're just saying stuff that doesn't matter during a boss attempt. And, you know, it happens a lot, kind of as you saw in the video, more towards when the boss is about to die, all of a sudden everybody gets very loose-lipped and just starts talking and stuff like that. I mean, you also heard the voice a couple times of someone who is in our guild and was in the channel that is usually with us. I mean, you can see him on here. Helic, he's a very good healer that we usually take with us. He wasn't in the raid that night, yet he talked a lot. I mean, it's very helpful to have him coordinating our healers' healing cooldowns and things like that. He's very experienced with that, but it's also a little bit annoying to have him piping up and saying things that have nothing to do with the fight when he's not even there. Now, he's obviously not the only one at fault, because there were a lot of voices that were doing that. And again, this isn't something really about the boss, but it's more of just a raid management concern. When you raid, whether or not you're casual or you're hardcore, that doesn't matter. If you are in a raid, there should be one person talking, and that should be the raid leader. If they are the raid leader, then that is their job. If you are not the raid leader, your job is to just do what they say like a good little lackey and follow along. If the raid leader is good, that means bosses will die. That means you get your reward for your silence in the form of loot. So, there's no need to just jump out and say stuff or jump out and call things out just all the time. There's no reason for that to happen. Now, it happens a lot in this guild. I don't know exactly why or what it is, but it happens on basically every fight. So a lot of us are pretty used to it, but we have had wipes before of people calling out things that they believe are about to happen, or something does happen and someone calls out a way to deal with it that is wrong, or conflicts with the way that the raid leader said it. We have had wipes due to things like that before, which is why I had to mention it at the end of this, because it isn't something necessarily to do with the boss, as I've said many times, but this is something that is going to wipe your group. If you have a lot of people trying to be the leader and show off their big knowledge epeen to everybody else in the raid, you're probably going to wipe a few times due to that. Because conflicting instructions are not a good thing. I mean, most of the raid, except the one person talking, should just be following along like little lemmings. And if a bunch of different people are talking, those lemmings are going to run right off a cliff and everyone's going to die. So you don't want that to happen. Now, that was Stone Guardians, 10-man normal, Mogu Shan vaults. I'm gesturing with my hand to the screen, but you can't tell. Just pointing at the portal. Now, next video I've got coming up for you guys, I have Fang. He is coming up. Fang's video failed to convert, so I need to redo Fang's, but I do want to try and put them out in chronological order. I already have Garajal's video rendered out and done, and I'm going to be doing the Spirit King's video after I get Fang's video sorted out. Then, after Fang, I will put out the attempts that we've made on Elegon, so that I can briefly explain Elegon in 10-man normal as well, and then I will also put in the attempts we've made on Imperial Visor. Now, if Tuesday rolls around before I get to that, and we actually kill Imperial Visor, I will probably just put a video out on that and out on the attempts, because a kill is better to see anyway. So, with that being said, I'm not going to keep you guys here any longer. I wanted this to be a short video, so this has been Legendary Narwhal, and I'll see you guys next time.